حق الله والله يا الله والله حق الله يا الله حق الله والله يا الله والله حق الله يا الله.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। रमज़ान मुबारक। मैं आज आपसे स्कूलिंग और एजुकेशन के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ। Unfortunately, we had a very long spell of COVID for almost 2 years and above, and that has created a very serious impact on our schooling, our children, ourselves, and the families and the teaching staff. And we had difficulty to arrange our schools in such a way that the education continues properly, and at the same time we are protected against the COVID. And that was only possible if parents and teachers and school administration decides on what is most important for the safety and security of our children and everybody else, all the stakeholders in education, to continue the education. So therefore, it was decided that the school will be shifted to home, and the efforts will be made to provide education as best as possible from home, so that children are protected from COVID, and at the same time they can get education. Unfortunately, although the experiment was very new because of the COVID, therefore the preparation was not there or not enough, and everybody was doing what they could according to the circumstances. So in the process, it was found that unfortunately the quality of work has suffered. Children education was not enough or not conducted in a way that it was according to the quality that was required. So that is one of the impact of COVID. And the other one is social mobility and interaction and all those things that in the school playgrounds and in the school environment happens. Those were cut out. And after some time, the children felt tense and restless and had difficulties coping with their situations because of lack of any social mobility or sports activities. However, as the conditions were improving, the schools decided to open up and left it to the discretion of the parents that if they want to send the children at home, they can do so, or if they want the whole thing to be conducted from their homes, then so be it. They will try to give them the education. And again, this experiment was also not very fruitful because the quality of education was not at the premium level that was required. So now the schools are fully opened, and in many areas the masks are being taken off, but there are still parents who are very careful and students as well who want to continue to wear the mask, which is a very good habit for the time being, until the summer really hits hard and we feel difficulty in wearing them. Then at that time you may say that it is now time to take them completely off. So that's one aspect. The other one is the majority of the people are now vaccinated. Most of them have two many of them have the booster shots. So another security has been offered to the public. So inshallah, as we proceed, the things will start getting better, and society will open up everywhere. And at the same time, the precautions that were taken against the crisis will be at its premium, and therefore things will be in better control. Now, the important thing to see is where we are right now and where we are going. So I told you about the schools opening. Where we are going is, I think, for future there is a lot of food for thought. We are collectively thinking as parents, as students, and teachers, and administrators of the school, the boards and the ministries all are at work to find out for the delivery of education how best this will be done. And I think until now the venue was school and schooling. Now I think the other areas are opened up. For example, I'm just going to read out some of the notes that I made so that you have this understanding, and wherever this is necessary, I'll explain it as well. So the changing nature of the school is that now education is available not only at school but also at home, in coffee houses, in libraries, parks, wherever the students can access internet, can access Wi-Fi, can access WhatsApp. The schooling will be available. The opportunities for education will be available. So that's going to be a very big change, and it is already in process. It's already in progress now, and we already had the experience which was forced upon us by COVID. Even before this, the education department was thinking about doing some transfers into the home, but now it has been thrust upon us. So we have this experience, and now we have learned a lot from this experience, and therefore we know that the internet, Wi-Fi, WhatsApp, and all these kind of things are helping us to deliver the education. So school is not the only place where it will be done. uh, we had day school, evening school, summer schools, home schools, weekend schools. All of those were already there. Now they will be enhanced, and they will be provided in different areas. As I said, you could be sitting in a coffee shop having your coffee, and at the same time have your internet on, and the learning process is going on, because there are chat programs and there are others. The teacher's interjection, interference, availability is there, but it is not necessary. The teacher role is also changing, and to a very large extent. You need some help, you can go to the chat room and ask for help. You have questions, you can ask if you want to wait from the teacher, or you can go to Dr. Google and he will give you the answer, because they know very well where to look for. And Dr. Google has all kinds of PhDs, so they can answer you. Now, school can be closed. This will be a new experience. School will be closed, or can be closed, or may be closed for a variety of reasons, just not because COVID was there. For example, inclement weather. We already close schools when there is an inclement weather, but no proper education will be available as a transfer from school into the houses. The teachers will be on. They can be on from their own homes into your own home and deliver the education to you when there is an inclement weather. Similarly, heavy snow, storms, rains, road risks, constructions, traffic congestions, accidents, demonstrations going on, processions going on, parades going on, strikes going on, threats of any kind may happen to the public an anticipation of that school may be closed, and all other kind of emergencies. So the education opportunities have shifted, or can be shifted from the school avenue to home when a danger is seen, or inconvenience is seen, or improper situation is seen to be not favorable to the student to walk over to the school. So then in that case, an individual school can be closed because the unpleasant situation is happening in their area, or the whole board can be closed because it is happening in the board jurisdiction, or the whole city can be closed because it is happening in the city environment. So all these things will be now looked at, and I think more and more possibilities will be there that this education will be least interrupted. So that is a good news. Now, whether we can go that far with it or not is another thing. Okay, so that is about the school learning. Now, the education knowledge base. This is a knowledge based age of information, and it's a digital society. Computers, notebooks, tablets, cell phones, internet, Wi-Fi, WhatsApp, FaceTime, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, software and artificial intelligence and computer languages, a whole variety of tools are now available. It is not just the teacher and his classroom environment. All these things are now gadgets that you can use to deliver the education. So it's a fascinating time to get into all these kind of things and deliver the education. The quality of education will depend on the ability of the student, how he or she does with his um material available to him or her. Can they synthesize? Can they analyze? Can they identify fake information? Can they look for appropriate information? Can they sift through a lot of garbage and gibberish that is on the platforms of these things, and they can avoid the plagiarism so that the quality of work is their own, and it is of a good quality, good performance nature. So all these skills will be enhanced by the technology that is available to the students. Okay, now comes the most important question as far as I am concerned as an educationist. I feel that the choices that the people make in their life, the two choices are most important ones. One is the choice of your career, and two is the choice of your partner, the spouse. Okay, if the choice of your career is not good and not well thought out and not well planned and not well executed, then you have a poor quality of life. You have a difficulty in looking after yourself and your family. Why? Because you will have less pay, you will have less benefit packages, you will have no pension for old age, you will have not enough savings to look after the all aspects of the family life, and you will have no legacy to leave behind. Poor quality of friends, poor quality of partners, difficulty in finance, not enough money available, self and family requirements. You are cutting left, right, and center in order to carry on and live within your budgets. Life not pleasant, constant struggle, hard physical labor, constant mental anxiety. All these will be the results of not having proper career, not having thought out what your life is going to be, and wasting your time either in play or in social activities or in things that is taken away your time, wasted away your time, and the result is that your quality of life and your quality of education is not there to produce a good career for you. So you have to watch out and you have to make sure that you are on the right track. And nowadays, it is not difficult to be right to be on the track. You know, it is not just one single thing that the parents want you to do as students. Now you have a variety of things, and now you can make those things available to you. So, the important thing is that you choose your career well. The other one is your spouse. Who is going to be your partner in your life? Love is not everything. Love is not something that you can eat. So you have to be very careful. Who you choose, what you choose, how much of your love is going to play in it, and how your prosperity is going to be around you. You love somebody, you make sure that they also produce a good quality of life, because nowadays only one person cannot carry the household. No matter what your pay is and what your earnings are, your living will be according to your status, and therefore one salary will not be enough. The two of you will have to work, the both partners in life, assuming that you will be married to each other or living or whatever. But the thing is that one person cannot look after. Nowadays, even among the parents, you will see that the both parents are working, and sometimes they are working two jobs. One of them is at least working two jobs if they have to. But don't look at us from that point of view. Most of us are immigrants. We have very successful stories and we have done wonderful things, but we had to struggle a lot because of lack of enough information, enough education over here, and therefore we had to do things to create more uh, um, pay and more money for ourselves to carry on the family properly. And today, many of us, or almost all of us, have the ability that we have been able to properly educate our children, and you are going to have the benefits of those. So, this is very important that you carry the torch and go ahead and try to perform better than your parents. Okay, if you do not make the right selection of your spouse, then just like your career, you will have a miserable life. Because if the marriage is on the rocks, then you may end up having separations. You may end up in a divorce, custody battles, alimony, children in distress, split in property, things of value, single parent nightmares, and miserable life. So you can see the impact of one and the other. Career will ruin you and you will be crying all your life. And then if you did not choose the right partners, you cannot get along with your partner cannot get along with your rest of the family, and there is always crisis, and there is always fights, and there is always things going on, blaming each other and all that. The result will be that it might end up with separation and divorce and all the rest of the things that I just mentioned. So you think that the life is going to be pleasant? It is not going to be a pleasant life. And that's why it is so important that you um, avoid that. and make a very sensible choice. Take your time, make your analysis, see proper how you are matching up with your partner and how you will be committed to make your life pleasant. Unfortunately, nowadays, arranged marriages don't work the way they used to. It is a dangerous gap at play. So make sure that parents do not test their children in this game. Don't impose as parents. Make your children part of the process to select their partners. Prepare them for your indulgence. Be prepared for the bombshell decisions coming up. It's already happening. For example, mixed marriages internally, Punjabi versus Pathan, Sindhi versus Balochi, and Indian versus Pakistani, and Hindu versus Muslim, and Muslim versus Sikh, and Muslim versus Christian, and Muslim versus Jews. All that is happening. Then brown versus black versus white. All of this is now happening. And you cannot get out of it. This is the society in which your children live. And you have to be very watchful of what's going on. And you have to be very correct and apply the corrective dose, because it is impossible to stop all this. When you have mixed schools, the children are going to school with a variety of other children. And it's a multicultural society, and we have always wanted a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religious society. And we find the fruits and benefits of it very good for us and our family. We have wonderful friendships and wonderful relationships and very happy-go-lucky type of environments, and all those kinds of things are happening until things start hitting home. And this is one of them, that your child marches at home and he has a partner, or he is asking for a partner that you don't like because of whatever. So multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-religious, all those things will come into play. So you have to be very careful that where you indulge and where you don't indulge, and where you are to make sacrifices, and where you will lose your children one way or another. So these are the clarion call for the day, and we cannot avoid it. The only way is to live with it and very carefully develop the understanding of our children so they have the ability to make the correct decisions. God bless you. All the best. And have a very good Ramadan. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
حق الله والله يا الله والله حق الله يا الله حق الله والله يا الله والله حق الله يا الله